We are going to start a series. In this one, what we will basically do, we will go and use this dataset from the Kaggle CNN news articles from 2011 to 2022, and we trying to do some of the machine learning work on that particular dataset. If you can see the dataset, this dataset contains some of the data about the different articles that different author has written in different point of time. So you can see here we have the name of the author, what is the name of the author, then we have the date, the category, the world, and so many like the header, description, all these things are there. So my basic idea is that we will use this data set and we will first try to do like classification, right? You can see here it is news, it is business, like that so many other category might be there. So first we will try to use this uh, data set, and with the help of NLP concept we are trying to classify these description, headers, keywords, like how if somebody give you a header or description or something, is there is some knowledge in that one that it can go from one category to another, right? Like some description is for the news, some description is for the business, some description is for the sports, right? So these kinds of things. And also in later period what we will do, we will try to build a search engine, we will try to do some of the like name entity recognition on the same data set. So as this is a very long work, so what I am going to do, I am basically going to divide the entire thing into pieces. Like first I will work on the pre-processing, then I will work on the some of the machine learning stuff like building a simple classification, building a deep learning based classification, like that. So once you see this series, basically you have a basic idea, like if you get a data and if you have to work on some of the problem, how you can solve that, right? So I have downloaded this one and I have kept in one location. As you can see, I have downloaded and I have extracted. So basically in that one, if you download, you find two files. Anyone can, okay, but I have taken this one for the simplicity, right? So let's go and create one a notebook here, right? So I have created one notebook, and then you have to select any kernel. So in my case I am using my general kernel. uh, this same kernel I am using for the different machine learning stuff. You can go and create a new environment, the virtual environment for the same project, and that is recommended. I'm not doing that because each and every day I have to build new one. I am working on simultaneously on different projects. So for testing purpose I just created one ML environment where all the packages are there. I'm not going to go and copy paste all the code. So what I am going to do, so in front of you I will import only the package which is required, and in later periods if I feel that some other package is required, I will import that one. So first I will import the pandas, right? And second I will import numpy, right? And also we can import a string and OS. So these are the common package that we are going to import. So what it is, pandas we all know that pandas data frame we are going to use for the loading to load the data and so and do some of the manipulation. NumPy, it might possible that some of the manipulation require numerical calculation. It might be, that's why I'm just assuming and I'm just importing that one. A string I am importing because whenever we have to clean the text we have to use some of the methods inside that string, and OS is for the directory one. So let's see. Now the second section, what we will do, we will first import, means load the data. For that we will use read CSV, right? And you can see here is this method is there, right? And if I try to load that one, PD is not defined, sorry. First we have to run the first one, and then we have to run second. So what is saying, the no such directory is there. I am relevant path, sorry for that. You can see now we have loaded the data. If you try to see some of the data, as you can see, we have loaded some of the data here, and this data contains some of the things like author. So I have shown you this data on the Kaggle portal. So what we are going to do, basically we are going to only load some of the data which we require right now. So we require basically we are working on the classification problem for now. So what we will do, we will just take first category one, right? And also say we will take these things, right? We will discard this URL, we will discard this section, right? And this index. So what we can do, we can basically use call, and then what we can do, basically we can go and copy and paste some of the columns there. Now you can see we have only the data which we require. So the first thing what we will do, we will try to check the shape of the data, right? Data dot shape. And as you can see, there are approx 38,000 data is there, right? And then we have seven features are there. So let's see the info of the data. Data dot info. Okay, so as clearly you can see here, the same step here is saying how many data we have, arranged from 0 to that index. Okay, then we have these are the features are there, and we can see all are approx the same, and but in the last we can see that there is 9 data which is left. So I think there is some null value. So let's try to see null value is not on. What is the null value? Na dot sum, right? Okay, so we have 9 null value, not a problem. We will handle that one later phase. So now what we can do, so first we try to remove all the duplicates. Data dot drop duplicates, right? And place equal to true. Let's try to do it. So I have done one mistake here. Okay, now again try to see the shape. Data dot. So some of the duplicate data is there, as you can see. 2 3 data, not significant, but it's better that always try to do drop the duplicate data, right? Now what we can do basically, so we have to count the value of what we try. Okay, let's think what we are trying to do. So first we have to do a classification, and for that we are doing this uh, pre-processing work. That's our first task. Later phase we can do some other stuff, but my first and primary task is that we have to do classification. So let's see the frequency of each and every category, right? So what we can do here, we can take this one. Sorry, category value counts. Okay, as you can see clearly see, uh, we have news, we have sports, we have politics, business, health, environment. As you can see, this is pretty unbalanced data, and so it's a very good data set. If you go in the real life, you don't find a very balanced data set. It's the data always like this one. So it's just quite unbalanced. So we are going to face some of the challenge to handle this one, right? So as you can see, some of the data like style, war, and travel, entertainment, and health, even if the business you can see, it's a less amount of data. So most probably we are going to drop these things, and then we are going to build a model based on this one, and then see what are the performance. We try to do some of the machine learning stuff, regularization stuff, and see is we are going to achieve what we want with this data. Okay, so let's go and do some of the clear work. So as we know that in NLP we basically either deal with a character, either deal with a word or sentence, right? Based on that we are going to actually derive new features. So what my idea is, why not we go and basically add these all one, right? And after adding these all, okay, let's copy that one. Okay, let's, and we can create one new field called text, right? So we basically data text we can take, and then data. So we are basically combining all of, and let's run this one. And now if you can see the data dot head, you can find one separate feature called text. So let's only see that one, right? So this is the text we have. Let's do some of the pre-processing work, like, right? Pre-processing means basically we have to remove these things like punctuator. We have to remove. We need to convert that into a lowercase. If any date time is there, we can remove. Like, so in the first phase, what we will do only the basic pre-processing. So I am going to create one a simple function which is called clean, and based on that we are going to work, right? So let's create one function. It is called clean. It will take one row of text which is a string, and then what we will do, first we will convert that into lowercase. Take that, and then what we are going to do, we basically going to remove the I think translate is the correct one. Dot. So basically what we are going to do, we are basically going to remove all the punctuators from the string, right? And string that punctuations. Okay, I think that is correct one. Then what we have to do, We need to tokenize, and then we need to remove the stop words. So from where we can get the stop words? So what is the stop word first? I am assuming that you know the machine learning and NLP side little bit. So let me remind that one. Stop words are the words which are basically not contributing any significant meaning when we are doing any kind of machine learning work. Like the, this, is, am, I. These kinds of things are, there is no significant meaning if we talk that in terms of machine learning, right? So we basically going to remove that one. And it's a dictionary, it's a list. We can find that from the NLTK package. So let's import that first. Import NLTK, right? Then import from NLTK dot tokenize. I think tokenize. I think that is the spelling. Import word k nige. Now stop words, right? How we can do NLTK dot, I think it is there in corpus. Stop words, and then we have to provide for which language we want, as we are dealing with English. Let's remove that one. So here what I will do, I will basically going to use a list comprehension, right? For list comprehension, what I will do, I will take a word from, for word in X. So word tokenize, what it will do, it will basically convert that into a token. Token means like, word token means if you have a sentence like this hard problem, it will break that into, oh okay, let's take example like this one. So it will break that into this, a shortage of trunkers, like that, right? So we use that one. And then what I will do, I will basically, if word not in set of, okay, let's do simply stop words. Before that, let's see what is there in the stop words, right? You can see, as you can see, these are the stop words, like I, me, my, myself, we, our. These are the words which are not contributing anything significant in the machine learning process, so we are just removing that one. So if you see this line, the whole line saying that we are looping through this tokens, like these ones, word tokens, and then first we are checking that if this word, the one token, is not in a stop word, right? And then what we are doing, taking converting that into a list. The second step is that we have to join again, because now it's become a list, so we have to join. We have joined that one, and after that we'll return x, right? Let's see what we can do again. Now we will take this text and let's name this text clean, and then data text, and we need to apply. We basically have to apply lambda x and clean x. So what it will do, it will loop through this data, take one raw one by one and pass that to this function, and this function will return this, do all these works and return that one and put it there in the text, right? So let's run that one and see. It will take little bit time, as we have a pretty much significant number of data. Let's wait for that. Okay, we got some error. So float value. As you can see, we got one error that is saying that float object had no attribute lower. I am assuming this is due to the fact that we have some null value. It might be possible. Okay, so let's do one thing and then try to see data dot drop. Okay, so place is equal to true. Now again try to see the same error is coming. Okay, now it's done. So let's check what is there in the data, right? And then we do right. As you can see, uh, some of the first it converted that into a small one that it's done. Then it remove some punctuators, so this punctuator is removed by them, that is done. Then what we have done, basically remove the stop word. So this you can see this is not there, so it's remove that one, so it's working fine. Some other stuff we can do, like we can do stemming, we can do lemmatization. If you don't know stemming and lemmatization, so stemming basically means that if it is there, it will convert this particular word into a root word. Like you have three words are there, like theirs, and some words are like there, other word is like THEREA, I'm assuming, so it will convert that into THRE, the common root word, right? And it is going to help in the machine learning. So this is an extra step that we will do, but in the real world it's not working as well. You can find so many tutorial on the lemmatization and stemming, even in the interview you can find the same question. But I am, from my experience, I am telling you that these two things, lemmatization and stemming, 90% time it won't work. It basically won't work. So we can make a method that will do this one, but first we are going to use this dataset and see what the performance of the machine learning. Then we will do the lemmatization and stemming, and then we will do the same thing. So first what I am thinking that I will take this data and save that one, right? So let's take data, this one. I'm just copying that one. Now we have one more thing called categories. So only that two thing required for now. You can say head, as you can see. So what we will do, we will basically go and save that one. Copy that one, paste, and then do to be. First I go one side will back, then I will go to data, then I will save clean clean dot csv. Let's, and we have to do index is equal to false. Let's see it's working or not. It's worked, right? So in the next video we are going to basically build a first base machine learning model, and then we see the performance. After that what we will do, we will basically go and do stemming lemmatization in this same text classification, and then we will see what is the performance on the same base machine learning model. After that, we will do hyperparameter tuning of the machine learning model. Okay, if you have any question, please ask in the comment. I will very happy to answer. And if you have any feedback that how I can like change this the format of the video and the information I am giving to you. Okay, thanks. We will see you in the next video.